obviously you are head of demand gen. Once you kind of made this switch, and I'm sure you sort of did a pilot and all that kind of stuff. But as a head of demand gen, apart from sort of feeling a lot more relaxed because you don't have this sort of huge MQL number on you, what did it actually mean for you then in terms of the sort of day to day then?
Yeah, so you have to actually rethink a lot of the stuff that you know and do, and the way that you use all of the channels basically, and the way that you think about content. So lead gen buckets you into doing a lot of the same activities. Spend a lot of your time on actually just keeping the system alive, which is like you said, lead handoff, discussing what's a valuable lead, all of this sort of stuff, like lead scoring, grading, all of that things. But that's all just to try and grade an intent, something that has no intent. So actually you get rid of all of that, and all of your time goes up from that. You don't have to build endless email nurtures for everyone to come in to try and warm people up, because you now actually only have like a very few direct sources into your marketing automation system or your CRM. So you can have like very specific nurtures for different stages, and you can really whittle down what you're doing there. And then also in content, the content you create is all stuff that can create a lead. So no one's interested in doing as much video because you can't get any leads from it. And then if everyone's tried to gate a video and no one submits a form for a video. So you create a lot of ebooks, right? Work with content to write a lot of blogs to create a lot of ebooks. You do a lot of webinars and things like that, and you gate all of them. And you're not actually interested in the content you're writing so much. You're more interested in, that generate leads. So you just want to have the right topic. And afterwards, like the content can be, we've always done good content, I must say, like at Cognism, but at the same time, you're not focused on it in the same way. You're not trying to really like engage your audience. And then all of your everything you put out on your paid social platforms and things like that, you're obviously optimizing for cost per lead. So that's what you're looking at. That's your top line metric, is just like, what's the cheapest level lead I can get in? And that's how I'll determine success. And all those things sort of change. So you rely less on email, because your email now sort of works as a pure inbound function thing to support people who are coming in, and way less outbound email is needed, which I think everyone on the receiving end is definitely grateful for. And then content, you're now focused on content that you would actually yourself like to consume. So it's about like making things fun, engaging, and that's it. Video, quizzes, games, interesting pieces of written pieces as well. So you can move all of those PDFs online, try and make them interactive in some way with different ways of feeding content. And basically you get to focus a lot more on what makes people comment on socials and actually gets people buzzed and engaging with you and your brand. And then all of your paid social activity changes, because no longer are you just running a static image ad with a lead gen form on it saying a picture of an ebook, like download my ebook. You've now got to think about how people are consuming that ad. So if you've got an image ad, like a static image ad, you're now going to change the objective, not from lead generation, but you're going to change it to reach to keep it, and you're going to make the ad completely consumable in feed, so they don't actually really need to click onto your website. They get all the information from it on the feed, and it's like pushing your brand out. So as people scroll through, they see you, they know who you are then. And the same for your videos. You'll be running like video views, or you might I'm running on video views. So you're just trying to optimize for that, get people to engage with you, and then you might start using, before carousels never worked. I just didn't really know why LinkedIn and Facebook had them, but it's because people don't click through a carousel and then click and then submit a form. It's all too many actions. But if you have a carousel without the lead gen action, now people are just going to play with it, click through, take in the information you want, and they're not going to leave the platform, Yes. And then when you do have campaigns to optimize for them to come to your website, you're going to have it for a very good reason, like a great article that people are going to click out on. And it just changes the whole perspective, I suppose, of what you're doing. makes it more complicated, way harder to do, but a lot more interesting than just collecting basically email addresses, which is what the lead generation is.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head at the start when you've got to really rethink things and almost flip things, because a lot of what you've talked about, there'll be some marketeers out there perhaps going, hang on a minute, I've been taught to gate stuff. I've been taught to put a form up. I've been taught to drive people to forms, all this sort of stuff. But actually, you're taking a step back from that. So, it's really interesting sort of hearing you talk about it. And the sort of social platforms, if you think about how social platforms work, I guess they want to keep you on their own platform. They don't want you to post stuff that's going to drive you elsewhere. So when you talk about the sort of optimizing it for a platform, you're talking about keeping people in that platform. In feed.
Yeah, and I think that's just like, sometimes you have to take a step back and like think how we act as consumers.
Yeah.
I think how many times have we clicked on something on like LinkedIn or Facebook and it goes to take me out, and I just click back before I've even got there because I didn't want to leave. Like I was just I didn't come on this platform for that. I came on to do my own thing. So it's like how you can get into someone's life without being too intrusive.